Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Hello, peace, love, and light to all of you. Beautiful, beautiful people. So, I hope you guys have found a little place where you guys can be a little bit quiet and not distracted. I am going to go ahead and shuffle my cards and see what trigger words come up for us today. Let's see here. What can we get? Oh, here we go. First word. Punishment. Let's talk about this punishment. How many of us have gone that rabbit hole? Either getting punished or either us punishing someone else. I do believe everybody understands what the word punishment is, right? And it's a very strong word because you could use punishment in so many different ways. You can either receive punishment, you can give punishment, or the most lovely one, we punish ourselves. How many of us have been through three different ways into that rabbit hole of the word punishment? Let's see. I know I have. I know I have received punishment. I know I've been um, punishing myself. And I know I have touched into also giving punishment to others. So I have done three. Let's be realistic. How many of you been through that journey with the word punishment? Probably plenty, huh? So how can we heal with punishment? Well, one, we have to accept everything we have done. We have to accept whether we have given punishment or whether we have done punishment to ourselves to tear us up inside of us, or whether we have received punishment because we have parents and they also punish us for little things that um, I guess you tend to grow, but yet you still don't know, and we receive punishment, right? So let's accept that word, punishment. Let's take a time for a minute. Let's us open our hearts to surrendering that we acknowledge that word of punishment, and that we're grown enough to understand that in one way, shape, form, we have been there. And let us open up now to love us, to understand that maybe some punishment was for our own good, even though maybe some of us didn't get explained too much of why were we getting our punishment. Or the other one, that when we do certain kind of wrong or feel kind of wrong, we start punishing ourselves and tearing ourselves of giving our own punishment of like maybe not eating and going hungry, or um, hitting ourselves, because a lot of people have that habit of hitting or cutting. That's another way of punishment, that we're not good enough, so we punish ourselves. Let's start loving that. Let's start saying, I acknowledge that. Or, we have punished somebody else and say, oh no, you've been bad because I said so. Even though, you just want to get stuff your way and you punish other people to make them feel bad. That way they always have to depend on you. So you have to punish in a very different way, to somebody else. Let's love ourselves and say that's enough. Let's love ourselves and say we're going to be grown. We're going to take responsibility of not punishing ourselves anymore, of not living in that punishment. Because we could always get information. We can always ask for other people's help of seeing things a little bit different instead of going down that rabbit hole. So let's embrace our love and let's start saying, okay, let's look at it in the past where we received punishment. Let's say, well, what I didn't know back then, now I know. Let's start embracing that we have that knowledge. Let's start loving that we have grown, we have that knowledge. So let's love us. Let's also love us in the way of how we probably use punishment of hurting ourselves. So let's start looking at it and saying, no more hurting ourselves, no more punishment for me and my temple. There's other ways and other help out there. Let's love this, okay? And the other thing would be then punishment of us punishing others. So in that point of view, let's say, well, I was wrong of punishing them to try to get it in my own way. Maybe I didn't see that they have something that they needed. So let's stop all that. Let's listen and hear and open our hearts that we won't be judgmental and give them punishment. Let's let that go. Let's take it in. And let's love ourselves. And then let us also acknowledge that sometimes, yes, punishment does hurt us. Sometimes, yes, we done punishment to ourselves. But let's start looking at it and look at ego and say you're not going to keep us in this fear base of punishment. There's a lot more to life than my ego or our ego to step in to keep us in that kind of like, I'm afraid to think outside the box. Yes, I acknowledge ego. Yes, I know you're hurt. Yes, I will not forget everything that I've gotten shown. But that's okay. Ego, that's okay. We can turn things around now and we can look for more advice. We can embrace this and we can learn not to punish us or to give punishment, or to learn that now we have more knowledge that we can give somebody an advice. That way they know that whatever happened in the past, you have that advice of saying, hey, don't do this because you might get in trouble and then you can get punished because I've already done that before. So let's embrace this ego and say it's okay. We have plenty of information out there. We have ways to grow now. Let's take it in. Let's take that ego. Let him whine, bitch, do whatever. Don't feel it. Just feel that emotion. Don't run with the emotion. Just feel it. Let it talk. Let it scream out loud what it wants to say. And then once it calms down, then go ahead and be like, okay, I'm going to turn this around and get information or get somebody to help me to see a different point of view. That way, we know how not to punish ourselves, how not to forward punishment, because that's all we've seen maybe in our lives as well. So let's embrace that. And let's be in the moment of right now of this word punishment. That means a lot of things in many different ways. Let's acknowledge it inside of us that we have maybe received punishment. Let's be in the now of that we probably punish ourselves. Let's acknowledge that we probably given punishment to somebody else because we want to, get things our way. Let's be in this now moment of understanding all these feelings and write them down. What triggered you when you heard the word punishment? What triggered you? Sit with it for a minute. Sit with it, embrace it, accept it. Look at it in different ways. Start opening your mind. Look at it in different ways for you could learn to grow and to push forward. We have all been through punishment. I have been through all of it. I have received punishment. I have punished myself, thinking that I'm not worthy, so I have to punish myself. And I have given punishment to other people, meaning like, if you don't do this, you're going to receive this and this and this. I have been through all three of them, all three emotions. But I have learned that I've let my ego run away with me. Because there's other different ways of looking at it, how to approach it, how to get more information. We have beautiful technology now, and there's plenty of sources out there that you could find ways of turning things around. So let's open our hearts now. Let's open it. Let's feel it. Give yourself that minute in time. That punishment is a big word. And we don't need to be punished. We just need to know how to maneuver around things. So once you take that time for yourself to understand all your emotions, all this roller coaster ride, and you find ways of pushing it to a beautiful point of view where you could sit within and say, I understand this now. I know how to deal with this kind of punishment. And when you are ready to let go, to say, I can get over this, then take a moment, sit down, meditate, and say, I'm ready to let go whatever memory, whatever emotion, whatever roller coaster ride has come to me. Take that time to breathe in and let it out with a full breath to the universe and say, I don't need it anymore because it doesn't serve me any good now. And you just breathe in and let go. Let go. Because you're learning how to open yourself up to different things, and you're learning how different ways and approach you can learn to deal with punishment. I have learned my own ways of dealing with it and coping with it. And anytime I get mad, I just feel myself get mad. I don't go ahead and say, well, I'm going to starve myself, or I'm going to cut myself, or I'm going to pull my hair out, or I'm just going to be nasty to everybody. I don't do it anymore. Why? Because I am my own responsibility for my own action. And I know that if there is information out there that people can help us to turn things around, if they could give information out there to open up to a better, higher you, go ahead and look for it or reach out to me. And I will be glad to help you in anything that you want to get you over this hurdle. But you're not alone. I have gone through those punishment emotion, and I quickly found out that there's a lot of connections out there that have been through the same ride with the word punishment. You're not alone. So take a moment, take 2 or 3 days to sit with that word. Find other ways of output whenever you're mad or whenever you think you got punished, or if you want to punish yourself. Reach out. Reach out to us, you know, and let's start healing. Let's start feeling it. Let's bring in all these information. There's a lot of juicy information out there in the internet. Ways of looking at things differently. So our first word, punishment. Punishment. Very big word. So if you guys need anything, any help, go ahead and contact me. Write to me in the comments, or if you want to message me as well, go right on ahead. And we could go ahead and get you over this hurdle. You're not alone, like always. I will always be around. I will be doing my next video with newer words, of course. And let's start growing. So if you like this video, let me know as well. Peace, love, and light to you guys. I hope you guys have found this helpful. Also, this is a big word for me because I have been through this roller coaster ride, and it's been a long journey with that. So you're not alone. I'm here. I'm here. So thank you guys all again. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment anything. Let me know how is this helping you grow, or maybe it's just the first baby step and we still need to keep going in this journey. It's fine as well if you don't leave a comment. But peace, love, and light. Take care, you guys. And I will be doing another video shortly with another different word. All right, you guys. Take care. Love you guys. Bye.